It's Thursday night football between the Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers. We break down the game, give you our best bet, and it all starts right now. Hey guys, it's Matt from GrandstandBettors.com, and Week 10 of the NFL season starts with Thursday night football in primetime between the Falcons and the Panthers. We're going to get to our best bet of that game in just a moment, but first, make sure you go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any of our NFL plays all season long. And while you're at it, smash that like button. If you are ready for some Thursday night football action, I know I am. So, without further ado, let's dive in to the Falcons and Panthers on Thursday night. And the Falcons are 3-point favorites at the moment, over-under set at 43.5. Now, the Falcons, despite losing last week to the Chargers on a last-second field goal, are essentially tied for first place in the NFC South with the Bucs, with a whopping 4-5 record. That just tells you how bad this division is. Marcus Mariota has done a nice job managing this offense, but let's be honest, is it really hard to hand the football off? Because that is what the Falcons do, and that is what is working for them on offense. Algier, Patterson, Mariota, and Huntley all have 300 yards rushing on the season and combined average 5 yards per carry on the season. Algier did a nice job filling in for Patterson in his absence, and it looks like the Falcons will continue to use him and Patterson as dual backs, but when the Falcons want to punch the ball into the end zone, it still looks like Patterson is going to be the guy. With that four-headed rushing attack, the Falcons are fourth in the NFL with 161 yards rushing per game, and they just came off a 200 rushing yard performance against the Chargers last week. We should see them use the same type of game plan heading into this game, as the Panthers are giving up a league fifth worst 140 yards on the ground per game, and they are coming off an absolute awful performance last week against the Bengals, giving up over 240 yards on the ground, with Joe Mixon racking up 150 plus and 4 touchdowns in that one. Speaking of the Carolina Panthers, we have to laugh a little bit here as a Browns fan as we get to watch Baker Mayfield's career get lit on fire from what is a dumpster fire down there in Carolina. Matt Rule fired. Christian McCaffrey traded. Baker benched, then benched again. Honestly, the fact that this team is 2-7 is beyond us. But to be fair, given how bad that division is, they are only 2 games out of first place. Luckily, this week they get to play at home where they've won both of their games on the season, but that seems like forever ago. PJ Walker has taken over the role at quarterback on this team and is struggling, having only thrown 600 yards in 5 games, and he only has a 58% completion rate to go along with a 1-to-1 TD to INT ratio. Add in Foreman and Hubbard, who have less yardage on the season than McCaffrey, who left 3 weeks ago, and you get a team averaging less than 20 points per game with the 3rd worst offense in the NFL. Funny thing, though, is when these two teams played in Week 8, PJ Walker and this offense had their best game of the season. Walker in that one threw for 317 yards, and Foreman rushed for 118 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns against a top 8 rushing defense, because the Falcons, they only give up 106 on the ground per game. So what is our best bet here in this NFC South rematch in Week 10? Well, first of all, this matchup on Thursday Night Football, again, not a great one, but we do think the Falcons with their rushing attack will take it to the Panthers, and Patterson and Algier will most likely have another big night. But the Panthers defense is horrible, and they cannot get any pressure on quarterbacks. In fact, they are 5th worst in the NFL with only 14 sacks on the season. Mariota is going to have time all night in the pocket, and yes, he will scramble and run the football, but with the Panthers giving up 231 yards per game through the air as well, we think the Falcons will bring a nice balanced attack and air it out just a bit more, just like they did a couple weeks ago. So, with our best bet for Thursday Night Football, we're going to look at a player prop this week and take Marcus Mariota over 164.5 passing yards. Now, just a reminder, if you do want all of our Week 10 NFL plays, head on over to grandstandbettors.com, become part of our family, and start living that grandstand life. The link is below in the description. We look forward to you joining our community real soon. As always, though, sit back, relax, enjoy some Thursday night football between the Falcons and the Panthers, and we'll see you live for the game.